Yo, what's going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters? How you doing? You having a good day? Good. So, funny story, I guess. It didn't feel funny at the time, but I've just recorded, have a look around. So I'm out walking the dog, and we're getting close to the end of it now. And for 20 minutes, I was talking about recovery and about stuff. And I even invented a metaphor while I was doing it. But because I'm trying to get the aspect ratio right and have it so that it is in widescreen on YouTube, I feel like I can't use the front camera to do that. And so I had the back camera turned around like this, and I was trying to work off of the back camera. And then I paused because I'd made a mistake, and I just wanted to check what I'd done. And I hadn't done anything. I'd done about 30 seconds. So that was awesome. So I'm not going to try and retouch really on anything that I just said. The whole thing was all about, like the metaphor that I ended up coming up with was about him, about the dog, and about him being on the lead, because he was pulling when we first left the house. And he just made me think about, our disease and how at first I was thinking, because we're on the lead and our disease is walking us, but it isn't like that at all, really. In terms of recovery, once you're in recovery, you're in charge of the lead. You have the leash in your hand, and your disease is at the end of it. And it's going to pull. It's going to sometimes drag its feet. Sometimes it's going to want to go over there and do something else. Sometimes it's going to want to go over there and pull. If it's like if Dodger sees a rabbit, he's pulling. Luckily, he isn't very fast, as you can probably tell. He's very small and a bit pointless, but he's my best mate. So what are you going to do? And yeah, that was it, really. I just wanted to impress upon anyone who's listening that once you're in recovery, like that disease doesn't go away, that addiction doesn't go away, that monkey is always going to be on your back to a certain extent, but it's what we do with it that matters. I'm aware of my disease. I accept my disease of addiction, and I accept that I'm going to carry it around with me forever. I used to scoff at that sort of thing. People would say, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. And I used to be like, nah, surely if you don't drink, you're not an alcoholic anymore. But that's dangerous thinking. If you can find a way of thinking that and making it work for you, then that is all good. As I've said previously, it doesn't matter how far away you are from your last drug. What is important is how close you are to your next drug. And I think that kind of fits in with that. So, yeah, I'm afraid, as unwelcome as news as it might be, like we're all stuck with this forever. We can manage it for sure. If I, to use the metaphor again, if I've got the lead on me, some days I'll be walking slower, some days I'll be walking quicker, but I'm always moving forward with it, and I'm always in control of it. I'm always aware it's there because it's in my hand, and it's just either to the side of me or just ahead or just behind. Always remain aware. Was it Carl Jung? Yeah, it was definitely Carl Jung, who said, until you make your subconscious conscious, it will run your life, and you'll call it fate. And I don't think he knew it at the time, but he sort of created a motto for addicts, because we have very little control over our subconscious while we're in the thick of it. We can spend 23 hours, 59 minutes and 30 seconds of the day saying, I'm going to stay clean today, I'm going to stay clean today, I'm going to do it for my family, I'm going to do it for my loved ones, I'm going to do it for me. And there's those 30 seconds where we say, and then there was a 30-second blackout, and before I knew it, I was on the phone and I was picking up. But really, one thing, because I used to say that all the time, and one thing I've learned is that's not really true. It can usually be pointed back earlier in the day. Maybe there was a period 12 hours before that where my subconscious decided that it didn't like something that was going on, or if it did like something that was going on, and it made the decision that I'm going to use later on, and it's just waiting for that right opportunity, that moment to strike, as it were. So we've got to be aware of that. That's the lead. That's the subconscious is the lead. It's the thing that's going to pull you off in a different direction unless you're ready for it. So yeah, there's a bit of homework for you, isn't it? Think about maybe the last time you relapsed, and Think about what you consciously believe is the reason for that relapse and try and take it back a bit further, because maybe you'll find a different reason for it, a reason you didn't know about it. Let's not get it twisted. It is insidious, deep and dark, cunning. It wants us to fail. It wants us on our knees, naked, in the dark, with no one left to turn to and everything burning down around us. We have to be conscious of that. Conscious, there's that word again. Now I got to go away and think about some stuff. So it's Sunday. If you were struggling this weekend and you managed to get to Sunday without using, maybe you're a weekend warrior who struggles a bit during the week as well, but you know if you can get to Monday, at least you've got a fighting chance of getting through the rest of the week. Then, like, I love you, well done, congratulations. Put it in the comments for somebody else to read, because none of this really, it's great for me that I'm in recovery and everything, and I'm clean, and I find it not easy, certainly not easy, but I'm quite comfortable being in it. But what does that matter? It's not about me, it is about other people. Because if I'm just one person and there are, hundreds of millions of us? I don't really know what the numbers are. More homework for you. Find out how many active using drug addicts are there in the world, and just think about all that pain. And if one of you can help one other person get just a 1 day reprieve from that pain, it's just going to have a snowball or butterfly effect and continue on and continue on. So that's what this is all about, really. I want to, and I will, actually. Come on, let's manifest it. I want a community. I want a community of addicts with no bullshit. I'm not going to say nothing but love or anything like that, because it's a bit corny, isn't it? But just real talk, where drugs are concerned and where addiction is concerned, where we hold each other accountable, definitely. And if anyone feels like they need to hold me accountable, then hold me accountable, because I need that, because I'm not always going to catch these things, and nor are you going to catch everything. So the more of us there are watching each other's backs, well, the better, surely. So say goodbye to Dodger. Oh shit, where is he? There he is. He's never far, my little disease. So take it easy. Again, if you've made it to the end, if you struggled but you've made it, then go on. Fucking go on. Well done. You deserve a massive, massive round of applause. You ain't going to get it. I mean, you get it from me. You get it from your other addicts and stuff. But we're just doing most of this in silence, aren't we? There's no fanfare at the end of it. You go out drinking on a Friday night, get absolutely blindo, fall off of an 8-foot balcony and hurt your leg, and then go out and get in a bit of a fight, or get off your nut and then wake up, you don't know where you've woken up. You tell that story and people love it. That is mint. Tell them that you sat at home and drunk green tea and meditated. No one gives a shit. They think you're weird, but good. I think it's better to be weird in that respect and do the other thing. For us, anyway. Like I said, there's people out there who have a beautiful control over it, and good for them. I'm not one of those people. If you're listening to this, you're probably not one of those people either. So let's get control of what we do have control over, and that would be being clean, being smart, remaining accountable, remaining accepting of what has been, but knowing that we are responsible for the things that we've done, and any consequences that come up as a result of our using are our consequences to face. So yeah, well done. Have a good, splendid week, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.